Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to walk you through the exact steps you need to take to align your team towards one destination. I'm literally going to share with you my entire blueprint, so make sure you pay attention. It's taken me 10 years to figure this out and perfect it, and we've been able to do it with hundreds of organizations across the world, as well as hundreds of students in our online programs. So I'm very excited to be able to share it with you, and then once you get it, you'll be able to share it with your team. So stop whatever you're doing. Make sure you take notes. I'm going to write it on the blueprint board behind us. And before we do that, I want to make sure that you were aware that, in the first 3 videos, we walk through each of the steps in the One Destination program. So first, we looked at why you need the One Destination model and why strategic planning on its own is not going to cut it. Then we talked about, what is the first step you need to take with your team to be able to move this process forward. And third, I told you about my big secret, why you need to be aware of one destination and why it's critical to move forward. So be sure to watch that video, watch those videos, do that before you watch this, because otherwise it won't make as much sense. And then with it, let's just get into the video. So here are the exact steps to move your team towards one destination, and in our Align Strategy course, I'm going to go through each one by one. But for today, I want to get you clear about the blueprint that you need to follow in order to move forward with your team. So the first thing you need to do is get your team going on your pre-work. Before you start moving your team along towards one destination, you need to make sure everybody's on the same page and do some grounding activities to get everybody there, which includes surveys, which includes interviews. I'm going to give you the exact templates in the course. The next part is to get clear on where you are now. As a group, you need to have the same understanding of the current state of your organization. What's working, what's not working, etc. If you don't start off with where are you now, then you're going to have challenges in the future because not everybody has the same baseline in terms of where you're at and how things are going, different perspectives. The other critical part of where are you now is to try to anticipate where the world is going. By seeing different trends and understanding where the world is going, you're going to better position yourself as you move towards your one destination. Now that really goes into the next step. Where are we going? Getting clear on your one destination as well as your mission, the reason for existing within your organization. Asking critical questions at this point, including, the one destination, which we covered in video 3, is going to help your team get aligned on not only a clear destination of the future, but aligned on certain priorities and certain choices you need to make internally in terms of where you're going to put your resources, your time, money, energy. The next piece is looking at what's going to get in the way, identifying roadblocks and getting your team on the same page in terms of the different severity and likelihood of those roadblocks is going to help you prioritize based on needs and not wants. They're important discussions that you and your team need to have in order to make sure you have the same understanding of what's going to get in the way. So it's not only identifying those, but also looking at how important they are. The other piece of that is looking at the behaviors that are going to drive your organization forward. In video 1, I talked about why a strategic plan on its own is not enough to cut it to move your team forward. Well, that's one of the biggest things that's going to get in the way of your team is the behavior and the environment around your plan. So that's why you need to really be clear about what's going to get in the way. And then what do we need to do is one of the last steps. A lot of people jump right into action planning, but there's a sequence of steps in terms of prioritization, in terms of tracking and monitoring, in terms of executing that we recommend so that your team cascades down your plan and that you really have incremental steps to move you towards the one destination. Now, the final piece is being clear about next steps. Action planning is not the last step in how to move forward towards your one destination. There's critical components of communication. There's critical pieces around accountabilities, roles, and how you're going to engage your stakeholders and the rest of the people in your organization. If you forget about those, you're going to have a plan that's just a document instead of something that lives and that's engaging with your team. So really be sure to follow this blueprint as you move forward. And if you're interested in being able to move this forward, if you want to save time, money, energy, be sure to check out our Align Strategy course. Be sure to check out our Align Strategy course coming out soon. We're going to show you exactly how to walk through each of these steps specifically and in order so that you can move forward successfully with your team. And we're going to go specific detail into each of the components. In the next video, I'm going to share with you a case study of how one of our program participants worked through this model to be able to align their team towards their one destination and accomplish it ahead of schedule. So be sure to check out the next video. If you haven't yet, be sure to sign up for our early bird list for the course launch, and I will see you very soon in the next video.